even if you want to rent from Nigeria to, let's say you're coming in from Nigeria, I can help you to, although I do that free of charge. I don't charge for rent house.
Let's go and buy a house. Let's come and join me.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Adedoyin, and on this channel we talk about life, motherhood, God, lifestyle, and everything in between. My returning subscriber, thank you guys for always watching my videos, and if it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for joining the family. Thank you all for the congratulations messages or comments on my last post about getting a house in Canada. Like I said, if you check the comment section very well, I told that the house is not for me. It's a showroom, show house, right?
Yes.
So now I've brought the real estate agent for you, so we can talk about how to rent house for people that are not even in Canada that want to rent house before coming to Canada, and how to get property in Canada. Like me, say I want to get property. So today we have the beautiful, elegant, you can see Lara Aloba in our channel today. So you guys should just clap. Let me see the clap in the comment section. So I'll allow her to introduce herself, tell us about herself, the company she works for, and if possible, people she has gotten property for in Canada, like how many people she has gotten property for in Canada. So say yourself. Welcome to our channel one more time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. My name is Lara Aloba. So I'm a real estate agent. We usually call ourselves realtors. Here in a licensed realtor here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and yeah, I've been here for 3 years plus now with my family.
Wow.
Yeah, and then so I help people to get houses. Even if you want to rent from Nigeria to, let's say you're coming in from Nigeria, I can help you to, although I do that free of charge. I don't charge for rent house. So I can help you get houses coming in from Nigeria. And then when you're ready to buy a house, and those who are ready to buy a house, so I can help you to buy your house. If you have a property already and you want to sell, I can help you to sell. So I work with eXp Realty. It's a cloud-based brokerage firm with real estate agents across the world, you know. So yeah, so even if you want to buy houses be in Dubai or in US or Mexico, you know,
They're here for you.
yeah, so I can always make a referral for you to buy a property. So yes,
they're here for you. So it's not all about people in Canada, Dubai, and so on and so forth. So I'll put our Instagram handle on my description box, so you guys can message her if you want to get property, if you want to rent house before coming to Canada. Because I remember one of my videos I talked about getting house before relocating, and everybody was asking me, how did I do it? You know, I know that there's a lot of things that are going, even though I do not really know a lot about it, because my husband was one doing the whole issue, and he has a friend here that helped him with the whole. And I said that the apartment that I'm living is one in town.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just joking, please. So now, before we go into the buying property stores, let's start with the question about getting a house before relocating for people that are coming very soon. You know, like some of us that came during winter.
Yeah,
we don't want to use Airbnb and all. So
Airbnb, yes.
the first question I'll be asking is that. Sorry, I'll be checking my phone. Yeah, I can't put that question on my head. So the questions are here. So first question is, how is the process for renting an apartment before landing? How does it happen?
Yeah, so so the process, it could be easy and it could be a bit tricky. It actually depends on the property company you're renting from. Like I worked as a property manager for about a year with Brush Street Properties, and one thing about that particular property company was that they were immigrant friendly, because some property companies ask for things you don't have. They ask for like pay stub. You're not here working here, you're coming here. They ask for work history. They ask for landlord referral, Canadian landlord referral. So you don't have that. So some companies already know that, oh, you're coming in as a new immigrant. They know you have the funds that you're coming to, I mean, your POF. So some companies make it easy. So basically what you need will be your proof of fund. You know, once you see the property you're interested in, you show them your proof of fund. That's your bank statement, and then your means of ID. Yeah, and that's it.
So I just feel you should just, if you know you want to rent apartments before coming to Canada, I just feel you should just message her, especially if you are coming to Winnipeg. I just feel you should message her, because she used to have a lot of videos, pictures she can share with you. Then you guys can discuss the area. She will tell you how the area looks like, because some people does not really know the difference between the south and the north.
Yeah.
And by the time they get to Canada, I wish I'm in south or I'm not in north, you know, because we don't know the difference. So you can ask her, so message her. So let's go to the main topic of today. Getting property, because some of us we want to buy a house. Some of us we are ready to buy. Well, you know, and seriously thinking about the house rent every month.
Yeah.
If you think about it, you feel like, okay, as a new immigrant, I think I should just get my house. And some people always feel like, as a new immigrant, is it possible to get house?
Yeah.
In Canada.
In Canada.
Like, how many months can we get as a new immigrant? Okay, let me just say I came in July and this is September. Is it possible for me to get a house within 3 months as a new immigrant?
Yes, so as a new immigrant, you can decide to buy a property straight off if you have 20% of the cost of your property. Okay. With 20%, you're good to go. The federal government have a policy in place that allows that. But if you don't have up to 20% down payment, and then that means you have to wait for when you're 6 months plus or 1 year. And then you can buy the property.
So those that cannot buy us within 3 months, if you have your money, you can pay for mortgage.
It's about cash. Yeah.
About the cash. So, the other question, because I'm always confused, like buyer listing, I don't understand. So who is a listing or a buyer agent? Okay,
so a listing agent is like the person that lists property. So that's the person representing the seller. Okay. So they listed the property for sale. So seller agent. They're also called seller agent. And then the buyer agent is the one representing you as a buyer. Yeah, so that's the difference. So seller agent and buyer agent.
It's possible for me to buy a house and it's possible for me to build a house.
Yes, correct.
So is there any different, like, is there anything that makes it different?
So if you want to buy a house, like already built house, the process is a little different from if you're buying a brand new house from the builder. So it's technically the same thing. It's just that there are more paperwork if you're buying from the builder because it's like a brand new house. And then if it's a resale, you're just buying from someone else who is selling their property, so it's a little lesser paperwork.
So and I feel that if you're building, you can put some designs that you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can choose. That's the good thing about buying like from the building. Yeah, because you can custom build, and then you get to pick the raw color, the color of the cabinets, the color of the flooring.
If you want to do your basement,
you can choose to add to the size of your room. You know, yeah. So you can always make those changes if you are buying from the builder.
So let me ask: do you do the two? Like, do you help? So
yes. I do both pre-construction, newly built, and resale.
If you want to buy, Lara is here. And if you want to build, Lara is here.
Yes, so I can always represent you and discuss and negotiate with the builder. Yes, so I do.
So the other question is, what is the range of house prices in Canada?
Yeah, so it depends on if you want a brand new house or if you want a resale, or also it also depends on if you want like a standalone house or attached house. But I would say the average for a good house, like a standard house, it's from 400,000.
Okay, so let's break it down. If I want an attached house, how much is the range?
Attached house, I would say from 420 you get something. Attached, yeah, something good.
So if I want a already built house, like is from what range?
Is it standalone or attached?
Standalone, like
already built, standalone. If you want something recent, I would say from 550, 520, 550. Yeah.
Money, everything's all about money. You know, don't calculate in Nigerian naira.
No, don't.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, please. Question is, who can buy a house in Canada?
So it depends on your status. If you are a citizen or a permanent resident, which is what most of us might coming through, you can buy a house. If you're a student or you have work permits, or maybe student or work permits, you can also buy a house, but you need to pay 20% down payment.
There's no 5%.
5%, that's for citizens and permanent residents. 5% is what you need.
Do you guys understand what she's saying? So even as a student, you can get
You
a
can
house.
get a house, yeah, but you need 20% down payment.
But you said go. And permanent resident, so anybody can get a house in Canada. So far you have a work permit, you are a student,
Yeah.
you are a permanent resident.
Resident.
What are the things to put in place when getting the property? What are those things?
Yeah, so basically, if most important step is to even find out how much mortgage can you afford, because don't forget that you are putting down 5% down payments, and then the remaining money is to be funded by a bank. So for you to get that funding, they need to know how much can you even access, and that depends on your gross annual income as a family. Yeah, so whatever it is you earn, you let the bank know, talk to a mortgage person. I have so many mortgage brokers that I work with, you know.
So you can just talk
Yeah,
to them, so it's busy
so they
for
will
you.
know how much you can even afford. So that's the first step. And then after that, you just need to get your pay stub, your letter of employment, your CCB, all those documentation. We need to put them in place. And then, yeah, once we have that, we find a house for you.
She has said it before. The other question is, what will be the down payment? So she has said, is that 5%?
Yeah, it's that
for
5%.
permanent
Yeah,
residents?
yeah, and then
20%
20%
for...
if you have work permit,
Yeah.
or you're a student, you have to do 20% down
Or
payment.
if you just came into Canada.
Yes, if you just came into Canada and you just want to buy a house right away,
Yeah.
anything from 20% down payment is what you need.
So another question is, what do I look out for when buying my first house?
That's a good question. So the most important thing to look out for is first the neighborhood, because you want to buy a house in the neighborhood that is very good, that is peaceful, you know, no problems at all around it. And then also if you're buying a resale, you want to make sure that the property you're buying is good structure wise, like everything, the plumbing, the electrical, the shingles, that's the roof, everything is in place, because you don't want to buy a house that will start giving you issues a couple of years from now, or you start spending thousands of dollars to fix, you know. Yeah, so you have to make sure that it's good.
So the other big question is, what other costs do I consider while buying new home?
Yeah, so apart from your down payments, which is either 5% or 20%, or it could be 10% if you have more money, there's also the closing costs. So that covers the land transfer tax, the appraisal fee, the lawyer fee. So that's between 1.8 and 2%. So I just always tell people to have 2% in the accounts for that.
Okay, so once you are looking for the 10%, the 5%, the 20%, the 5%, so also out
2% closing costs. Yeah.
Wow. So before starting the house, you have paid all those money, right?
No, so you see the house first, and then when you see a house that you like, then you make an offer, write an offer to the seller, offer to purchase, and then we state there that, oh, we have 5% is written there, and then you state your possession day, that's when you want to move in, and then we give it to the seller. Once they accept it, we take that accepted offer and give it to the mortgage person to process the mortgage approval.
So when, another question is not yet. So when is the lawyer involved in all this?
So the lawyer comes in after all this process. Then once we are getting mortgage approval, they also give it to the lawyer for the lawyer's approval. And the lawyer will also come in towards when you're moving in, because it's the lawyer that would give you the actual figure for the closing costs.
Okay.
Yes, and then you're also going to sign most of the paperwork with the lawyer before you move in.
So the next question is, how do I know how much mortgage I'm qualified for?
So that would basically depend on your income. So whatever is your gross annual income as a family, multiply by 4.6. That's the formula they use. Whatever you get is what you are qualified to.
So if you have like
100,000, let's say you're only earning 100,000 gross as a family, multiply by 4.6, that's 460,000.
Oh, that's nice, because I was about asking you that, how do we calculate this mortgage?
Yeah.
So even if you have $500,000, you don't even need.
No, just pay cash down if you're earning that high.
So you're in money.
Yeah.
I want to be like you anyway. So the other question is, what credit score do I need? So I want to ask another question.
Okay.
Like, if I have gotten a student loan, a car loan, like, because most of us, when we come into Canada, that's the first thing we do. We want to
buy a
buy
car.
a car, so we'll be paying little by little. So if I've gotten those ones, will it affect
Yes.
getting my house?
Yeah, so if you have any loan you're servicing, the bank will look at that. let's say you got a car for maybe 30,000. The bank will look at how much is left that you need to pay, and then if you have a student loan, so they will also add that and subtract it from whatever it is you are qualified for, and they'll give you a figure of what you can afford.
So, as a new immigrant, even though you want to build house, you want to build a property between 1 year, 2 years, my advice, I would advise that you don't get a car loan.
Yes.
You know, after getting the house, you can even buy Ferrari.
Yeah, once you buy your house, buy the house first.
Yeah, because I think people that are into the car, they are not so strict with house, the bank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, talking about the bank, is the only bank that can give like a mortgage or that can help with house buy? Because I heard that there are some level buildings. I don't know.
Yeah, so we have the first tier banks. That's the big banks we know: CIBC, RBC, Nova Scotia. Yeah. So and then you have the level B. Those are the credit unions that we know around. And then you have some others. There are so many lenders. They are like
lenders.
Yeah, there are so many lenders you can use. To be honest,
so it's not compulsory as the big bank.
Yeah.
But I think the higher the lender, the more the mortgage or the whole process would be.
I wouldn't, not necessarily. You just need to compare the rates.
Yeah. So it's very important. So just have it back in mind that it's not compulsory that it's only bank.
Yeah.
Try other options. You have 3 other options you can try. So then the next question would be, what should I do? Okay, should I get a mortgage pre-approval?
Yes, I would say yes and no, because it's good when you get pre-approval, because now we have like an exact figure that we are working with. But let's say you see a house today that you really like, and we already know that you're qualified to buy the house, because I'll ask you a couple of questions just to figure out where you stand. So let's say you see a house and we make an offer today. You can always just give the bank the accepted offer, and then they just process the mortgage approval.
What should I do after I'm moving? So for that question, what is even the normal time frame for building a house? That's if I'm building a house, when will they finish building?
Yeah, so that actually depends on the builder you're using. So if you're buying the house, let's say you're buying it before summer, shortly before summer, maybe in spring, so they have summertime to build the house, so they work faster that way. But if you're buying, let's say towards winter, they still work, but you know, they work a bit slower. So I'll just say average of between 8 months to 16 months. That's what builders give. It's always between that range. Yeah. So.
Because I used to say that it's 6 months. Only 6 months.
Some say there are some that are 6 months, but you will notice that those ones, maybe they've already started the foundation. So it depends on the level of construction they've gotten to. But if they are building from scratch, if it's summertime, they could even do it in 6 months. You know. So
true.
It just depends on the time of the year and
so even before we move in now, what are those things that comes with the house?
So usually if you're buying from the builder, brand new houses don't come with appliances, but that's why it's always important to have a realtor on your side as a buyer. So you can always negotiate that the builder puts in the appliances and install it with the house. Yes, but you pay extra fee for the appliances, but you can always negotiate the cost of that.
Because I remember that one of my YouTubers said she made a video that asked him without appliances, and people were like, it's normal. So now it's not that it's normal, it's that if you wanted to tell the builder that you want it, and they will give you, I think you pick the appliances yourself. Maybe people fear you, they will not pick it really. Yeah,
so what happens is that usually the builder will give you like an allowance, like appliance package allowance. They add it to the mortgage. So when it's time to buy the appliances, they will tell you to go to, usually they use the bricks. They tell you to go to the bricks with that amount they're giving you, and then you shop for your appliances, you pick them yourself, and then the bricks will get back to the builder, and then they install the appliances for you. So you actually get to pick the appliances.
Really? I thought you just going to buy it yourself. So I think that one is good, even though it's going to be more money, but at the same time to save from the stress.
The stress,
of installation.
And
since they'll give you somewhere you can get it, that means they're trusted.
Yes.
And you said the house comes with warranty.
Yeah, so new houses always come with warranty, builder warranty for about 5 to 10 years, depending on the builder.
So
And then the
if anything
appliances
happen
too.
to your house, like this, keep the lights up, just call them.
Yeah, just call them. If your rug, if your carpet rips, I mean, there's so many things. The doorknob, the kitchen faucet, so many things
5
that.
to 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Wow, that's nice. So the common question people used to ask, and that's the last question for today.
Okay.
So should I buy a house now with high interest rates, or when should I buy a house?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I always tell people the best time to buy a house is when you're ready, when you have your finances ready. So people are questioning the interest rates, that the interest rate is high, blah blah blah. But I always tell people that the interest rate is what it used to be before COVID. It was COVID period that made the government bring down interest rate drastically, and then that was when there was the rush to buy houses and all that. So, but if you say you want to wait maybe like a year or two for the interest rate to come down, you should also know that the cost of the house you want to buy would have increased by then. So technically it's still the same thing. So if you buy the house now and then the interest rate comes down, you can always refinance your mortgage to meet what the interest rate is saying as at then. Yeah, so
the best time to buy your house is
when
now.
Yeah, exactly now,
not tomorrow.
No,
Don't wait for any interest rate to come down.
When it comes down, you can always refinance your mortgage.
Based on what I'm hearing, it's getting more higher and higher.
It keeps going higher, so
every day.
the earlier the better.
If you have your money, don't spend it anyhow. Because really, the house, like some of us are paying almost 1.7 for house rent.
Yeah,
every month.
So multiply by 12 a year.
So you can even use that one to do your mortgage. Because I know some mortgage will be like 1.5, 1.7.
Yeah,
depending on the house.
On the house you're buying
every
month.
And that means you are paying for your own house, not paying for somebody else's house. So I think it's wisdom.
Yes.
It's a good idea. So the other question is not really a question.
Okay.
I just want you to advise some of us new immigrants, because of pressure on your social media, on YouTube, people buying house 1 month, getting to Canada. Sorry, I said 1 month, 1 year getting to Canada, 3 months getting to Canada. You're like, and they're buying big house. So I think that is in my head, but I just feel I should ask you.
Yeah.
Like, is it necessary for you to get a big house as a new immigrant? Like, can we get a small house and after 2 years I can sell it off to get my dream house or something?
Yeah. So I always tell people, don't fall prey to peer pressure. Just go with, understand your finances. If you have the money, buy your house. But if you don't, if what you can afford is a smaller house, then buy a smaller house. Just like I said, make sure the house is good, the structure wise, everything is good. Buy the smaller house, and then the prayer is that we'll keep getting better jobs. So once your finances improve as a family, you might not even sell this house that you have. You can just put it up for rent and then buy another property, and then you technically have 2 properties already.
So
one is on rent.
Real estate like that.
Exactly. So yeah, so you can always start. There are so many nice smaller houses for sale that you can always. Don't worry, come and meet me. I'll send you a list of properties for sale.
See the one I posted now. See, they are so beautiful.
Yeah.
And just 519, and you can still negotiate.
Yeah.
So just those kind of house. But personally, to me, I'm not a real estate agent, but I just feel, as a new immigrant, if you want to get your own house, if you don't want to be paying the monthly house rent, you can just get a smaller house for a start.
Yeah.
I'm living there. You are living in your house. I am paying for your mortgage.
Yeah.
You're not paying for that person's house. And after 2 years, 3 years, you can now build a big house that we have been seeing on the internet, custom made the way you want it, and you can sell the other one off, or you just put that one down for rent. So you have different source of income already.
Because don't forget that 2 years that you want to, let's say you want to wait to save up to buy a big house. Let's say you are waiting for about 2 years. Look at how much you could have saved in equity on the small property you bought.
So another thing is I want to ask is, if I don't have another money, or I'm unable to get enough money for the bigger house I want to buy, after I've gotten this one, is it possible for me to sell this to get
that one?
New one?
Yeah. So there's something that the bank, I've forgotten the term they use. You can use the equity in the smaller house. You don't have to sell. You can use the equity you've paid, that's the down payment you've paid in a smaller house, plus the other fees you've been paying, the other principal you've been paying every month for the last 2 years. You can use that to buy another property.
And if maybe I want to sell that property and the house has increased, there's another money.
Exactly.
The money over that one.
The appreciation, yeah, it's your money. Your equity is there. Let's say you bought the house for 400, and then now when you want to sell it, it's 450. The 50K is yours already.
So let's go and buy a house. Let's come and join me. Let's motivate ourselves and start.
You just have to make sure. That's why it's just important that you work with someone who will be able to break it down for you as it is and tell you that, okay, do it this way, don't do it this way, take this step. Do you understand? Yeah. So once you have that, once you have someone to guide you, because it's a whole different terrain, buying a property here than buying a property in Nigeria. So you just have to make wise decisions, wise financial decisions, because yeah, you're paying in thousands of dollars.
I think I want to start a new agent.
yes.
She will put me through. But really, that's the end of our questions for today. Thank you for coming to my channel.
Thank you for having me.
And really, a lot of people have been talking about Lara so much, and that's why I was eager to even bring her to the channel. Almost all the new immigrants I know in Canada always say she's one that helped them with their house. So if you need to get a property, Lara is there for you. And if you know you have more questions, I think she's having a seminar very soon.
Yes, I'm going to have a new home buyers seminar very soon. I'm just trying to put things in place, and then I will definitely let you know, and then it will be out there. And you can always come in that day. There will be refreshment, there will be cocktails, and
I'm for the food. Sorry.
There'll be cocktails and food and all that. So come in, sit down, relax, and then ask me any question, and I'll be bringing a lawyer to talk as well. I could also bring a mortgage person to talk. So just ask any questions you want to ask.
So if you have questions, start piling it up for Lara. And if you need an immediate answers to your question, you can't wait for the seminar, DM her. Check my description box for Instagram handle, and I'll put it on the screen right away. So thank you guys for joining today. And if you know that you've watched this video to this and you've not subscribed,
subscribe, please,
and please like this video.
And share.
Yeah,
share the video.
Share. Thank you guys. See you in my next video. Bye.
Paint the skies.